Challenger first. This is Ivan Robinson, 125-pounder out of Philadelphia. He is 21 years old. The weight class champion in the red corner is Julian Wheeler from Virginia Beach, Virginia. He is 21 years old. These are featherweights, and as you look at the tail of the tape, no difference to speak of, Al.
And a very similar style for both men, and so similar, in fact, that they were mirror images of each other in the trial. It ended up being a 35-20 decision for Wheeler. The margin of that, which isn't huge when you're counting punches, surprised some people. And in fact, many people were shocked that Julian Wheeler beat Robinson. Robinson's ranked 4th in the world. He was very much expected to win. Even Wheeler was a little surprised that he ended up getting the decision. And
in our conversation with Ivan Robinson, they had a picture of his reaction following the fight. Mouth agape, he said, "I was in absolute shock. I cried. I could not believe that they gave Julian Wheeler the decision."
And look at the way Ivan Robinson is boxing here at the beginning. This is not the way he boxed at the trials. He stayed on the inside a lot. Here he's on the outside trying to land precise punches, jab, jab, try and see if something will score, don't get hit. He feels in the electronic scoring system that's the way he can get by. Getting on the inside, he felt, was a mistake in the last bout.
Yeah, Ivan Robinson trains out of Champ's Gym in Philadelphia. He's a good buddy of Meldrick Taylor, has sparred with a lot of professionals. This is a very polished boxer, Ivan Robinson in the blue.
There's Wheeler with the overhand right. Wheeler, a Navy boxer who had never faced Robinson, ironically, until they boxed each other in the trials.
Continuing on the Navy boxer, Julian Wheeler, he's a seaman. He'll be out in September of 1993. Says that his hero is Pernell Whitaker. Not a bad hero to have. Pee-wee can fire a punch now and then, can he?
He certainly can, a former Olympic champion. You know, already Wheeler is ahead. I'll tell you, Ivan Robinson, who complained bitterly about the scoring, might have a complaint already because he's landed lots of jabs and some straight right hands. And in truth, so far, it's not being, well, there it is. They brought it up to date, and he edges ahead against Wheeler. And of course, that's the official scoring you're seeing on the screen.
It is called majority rule scoring, and points are punches will be used in Barcelona after the '88 boxing disaster in Seoul. The amateur boxing wanted to change it and change it dramatically, so they come up with 5 judges at ringside. 3 must agree that a punch has in fact been scored, push a button within a second, and points are scored. And again, one other point. The weight class winner is in red. That's Julian Wheeler. The favorite going into the Olympic trials is in blue, the challenger. Ivan Robinson must beat Julian Wheeler twice to make the '92 Olympic boxing team.
And of course, we've pointed out that other men have done it. Evander Holyfield, an example. Andrew Maynard did it last year. Meldrick Taylor, who's a good friend of Ivan Robinson, did it. Jerry Page went on to do well in the Olympics. So you've got precedent for it. And obviously here, this match, a close one and a low-scoring one. Now there's Robinson whacking away and landing a couple, and he did get credit for that one right hand. The body shots, he did get credit for one there. It's very tough to get them.
To support the U.S. weight class winner from the Olympic trials, Julian Wheeler in red, and the challenger, Ivan Robinson. Interesting, when we talked to Julian Wheeler yesterday, he felt in training before the Olympic boxing trials that he could beat Ivan Robinson. He said, "I didn't show him everything I had in training."
Well, and as you look at that scoring, which we would remind you is the official scoring, that is what the judges are noting right now. Julian Wheeler is a good matchup for Ivan Robinson. Robinson ranked 4th in the world. He has a wealth of international experience. But Julian Wheeler is a guy that has the right style to give Robinson trouble, and we're seeing it. He's a good boxer puncher.
Julian Wheeler certainly not overly impressed with Ivan Robinson's reputation internationally either. I mean, he's standing right in there and fighting his fight against a real veteran amateur fighter.
Robinson with a 5-3 dual meet record against international competition, ranked 4th. He has lost to Arnold Mesa of Cuba in the World Challenge, who was ranked just above him. But there's no question Robinson was considered a top threat to win a medal. It may still be if he can get by these box office.
Good overhand right there, thrown by Ivan Robinson. Wheeler's got to get off the ropes.
And see, Robinson throwing a lot of punches, not getting credit for that many as you look at the official scoring, because 3 of those judges have to agree within 1 second. He did edge ahead, but there's 2 good body shots by Robinson, and they do give him credit for that left hook to the body. It is fascinating to watch the score mount up officially as you see it.
Lower right-hand corner of the picture right above around is heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield, who has gone through this box off. Knows what these guys are going through. Robinson now has taken the lead. And again, we remind you as you watch the score on the screen, we're not trying to fool you. This is the actual scoring as the judges see it. Boxing points are now punches in amateur boxing.
And you know, Ivan Robinson, what has made him move ahead? What's made him move ahead at this point is that he's throwing combinations. He is throwing good shots to the body and then coming up to the head. And the theory there is, even if they don't give me credit for that body shot, I'm going to get credit for the head shot, which may be easier for 3 of these 5 judges to see.
Both very polished boxers. Stand relatively upright. I think Julian Wheeler probably has the longer arms of the two, even though they're the same height. That's another thing that you see now in amateur boxing. The fighters do not stay on the ring for very long. There is a caution to Robinson for holding by referee Tony Filippelli of Utica, New York. We have yet to see, although I don't think it's going to be long before it happens, a fight won on the final flurry of the 3rd round. Maybe it'll take place between these two fighters. Julian Wheeler in red, Ivan Robinson in blue. These are featherweights, and if we can look at the score after 2 rounds, you were surprised that it was that close.
Very surprised. Ivan Robinson's goal in life is to be an accountant. These are numbers he will not like. He complained bitterly after the trials when he lost. And honestly, in truth, I believe that he's throwing a lot more punches than Julian Wheeler, and I am shocked that he is not farther ahead of Wheeler. One point we should make, what you're seeing on the screen here, you're seeing from a certain angle. You may see punches better than somebody that's on the other side that's not looking at it as you are. And you made the point before, Bob, about the referee also obscuring vision from one of the judges.
You know, there's also, I think there has to be some worry on a boxer's part that if he senses after 2 rounds that he's leading, it means nothing, because the points are the only thing that count. So a boxer can't go out there and dance around and be fancy for 3 minutes because he could lose the fight.
Yeah, and you know, Wheeler now has edged ahead, and there's a good solid right hand by Wheeler, which does score. But Robinson has thrown a lot of left hooks that I think have gotten in that he hasn't gotten credit for, and probably body shots as well.
Through that flurry, now no scoring has changed whatsoever. Wheeler finally gets one more punch. And you got to wonder if Ivan Robinson feels after the first 2 rounds, hey, I fought well, I'm all right, I'm in good shape, but he's behind.
Yes, I think that he didn't think he had it made, but I think Ivan Robinson felt he had built up some kind of margin in the first 2 rounds. I'm sure he felt that in his mind. And obviously that isn't the case, as the scoring officially is 23-21. Now, Ivan Robinson has set a course for himself here. I'm going to box from the outside, I'm going to jab, I'm going to throw these shots with Julian Wheeler. Now, if he knew that he was down 24-21 at this point, he might mix it up a little bit more with Wheeler, but he doesn't, of course. And
of course, in amateur boxing, there is no coaching from the corners whatsoever. The boxer is out there by himself, so his impression is not reality, especially when it comes to the electronic scoring system, and he's clearly behind, and behind now. He's falling farther behind.
And to put this in perspective, you're watching Julian Wheeler against the man who was ranked 4th in the world, a guy who some considered a lock to make our Olympic team, and now you can count down the seconds and count the punches. Dramatic here, because Robinson's shot at Barcelona could be slipping away.
And it might be decided in the final 15 or 20 seconds of this fight. I knew this was going to happen. 2 points between them. And Tony Filippelli pushes him out in the middle of the ring once again. Both fighters, it's going to come down to the last flurry of punches.
And I think if I was Wheeler, I would be on my bicycle jabbing and moving as much as I could, although he doesn't know exactly what the scoring is. And for Robinson, he's got to get in and throw those double left hooks.
He's got to throw, either one of them has got to. Score is yet to change, 7 seconds left. Taking the time off here at the end of the fight has cost Ivan Robinson a trip to the Olympics.
And I assure you, he will bitterly complain about this decision. He did the last time. I think he feels like he has it. He does not.
The last time they met, it was a 35-20 score. He's going to be more upset that it's 27-25, Julian Wheeler.
And yet I sense that Julian Wheeler also feels that he may have won this bout. I saw a hint of a smile on his face.
Well, watch the look on Ivan Robinson's face.
With a score 27-25, Julian Wheeler.
Julian Wheeler goes to the Olympics. Ivan Robinson goes home. We'll join Bob Costas in the Prudential Update studio after these words from your local stations.